When you hear the words Final Four, you usually think of scalpers and hundreds of dollars and long ticket lines and excited fans. Today, we're paying the fans to stay in the stands as the final four teams are in to the championship round. The final four. And today, the game we're not going to have, 1962 Oakland and 2007 Miami, could be played at local Knox High School Stadium with the wooden bleachers, half of them broken, because there's probably not going to be there. But today, the game that we do have will be in a place that nobody will be, and that is the Houston Astrodome. Because, yes, after a horrible season in 71, Bud Adams said, let's raise the ticket prices. That's a true story. I saw that a few days ago. And Bill Peterson has to be thinking to himself, oh my goodness. The Kansas City Chiefs with Romeo Crennel actually have double the win total of the 1972 Oilers, as the Kansas City Chiefs won a grand total of 2 games and the Oilers won 1. But the difference is the Chiefs played a lot of close games. In fact, they played the Steelers very close, even though the Steelers went 8-8. And they played a few other very close ones where the Oilers lost their last game to Cincinnati, believe it or not, 61-17, which sounds like it's the Cincinnati onside kicking or the Houston onside kicking of the late 80s when they used to run up the score against each other. But this was back in 1972 when the Bengals still had the word Bengals on their helmets, which shocks the heck out of me that Cincinnati does not have one of their teams in here. And we have 2 proud franchises, as in the Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Oilers. And Kansas City, yes, they were bad in the late 70s, but ever since the late 70s and the early 80s, they've been all right. I mean, they've had really good teams. They've had their down years, but 2012 was special. And for the Houston Oilers, well, it was after the 1960s when they were really good, and I believe they made 1966 or 1967 AFL championship game. I think it was 67 to go. No, was it? Yeah, it was 67 where they lost to the Oakland Raiders like 40-0, and Oakland went to Super Bowl number 2. And Houston is just a few years after that. So it's kind of crazy. So today's game is Kansas City and Houston. And we will say today we have Mike in the truck. Mike in the truck did 1,000 simulations on this. And Mike in the truck, would you let us real quick, right before we kick off, do you want to talk about the results of your simulation and your personal thoughts on this game?
Well, personal thoughts. I don't think this will be much of a matchup. I'm thinking that Kansas City completely destroys Houston because they're a more modern team. You really want me to give away the 1,000 simulations, the average? Um,
Sure.
well, Kansas City's a 3-point favorite. Only a 3-point favorite, but they're a 3-point favorite. Um, I don't think this is going to be much of a contest. I think Kansas City is going to dominate. But then again, look what happened last time with the Dallas Texans in 1952, shocking Kansas City. And that team was beyond horrible. So anything's possible. Anything is possible.
Well, especially as we said in the last game, that when you play winning teams, you only get a narrow field of what can be possible because the teams are so good. They're usually low scoring slugfests in which long touchdowns are rare. You get them once in a while. But when you're talking about the opposite end of the spectrum, you're talking about teams that'll give up long touchdowns, fumble on the 1 yard line, can't take a knee, and they slip and fall on the snap and fumble it. You never know. And now Brian Sukup will kick it off, and we're underway. Kansas City and Houston here in the Astrodome. And just like that, the ball doesn't even come close to the end zone. Here's Johnson. It'll be up to the 32-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10. Special teams could be a factor on this. And if these teams are in the Final Four, Not a Final Four they're proud of. First down and 10, Pastorini. In his younger days, back to throw looking. Pastorini, a little plenty of time, almost a coverage sack. This one's going deep, and it is caught by Joyner. And Joyner's down to the 20 and down to the 17-yard line. A first down and 10, a long one. And we're just underway in this game, and what a way to start. It's like what I say to all the games. It looked like some sort of 1, 2, 3, 4 was just a defensive line coming after him. And the throw to Charlie, I believe that's Charlie Joyner, down to the 20, 15, and easy to the 17. You can't get a game off the first couple plays. You can't do that. But right now, it's looking good for Houston. It'll be first and 10, less than a minute in. Pastorini will throw again to Burrow. And Burrow's going to get 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5 for Houston. Robinson in the back. They're doing the early form of the run and shoot. They'll get 4 of the 5. 3 of the 5. It'll be 3rd down and 2. 3rd and 2 in a far formation to Willis.
First down.
And that'll be a first down, so Houston has one. And they're getting the drive here. It'll be 1st and goal from the 8. 1st and goal from the 8. Pastorini, the blitz is on. They got a Willis to the near side.
2nd down.
They're looking good here. It's a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. Pastorini, they give to Willis, and that didn't go anywhere. So it'll be 3rd and goal. A 3rd down and goal for the Oilers. Pastorini, the blitz is on. A quick throw, and it's incomplete.
4th down.
And it's going to be 4th and goal, and now the field goal by Butler. This will be a 23-yarder. Next to hold, it is up.
It's good.
And Houston, it is good. And Butler, 8 plays, 62 yards in almost 4 minutes. And the Houston Oilers, well, they're up 3-0 on Kansas City. I don't want to say it looked easy because it was just one big play. But when they got down there, they moved the ball down. They're going to have trouble, though, in. And here's Drawn. Drawn again up to the 32, kind of the same thing. So it'll be 1st down and 10. Here's Matt. It looks like it is Matt Castle. And up the middle.
2nd down.
That's going to be Charles, a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. And
Incomplete.
Castle again, and he
3rd
trips
down.
and falls here in the dome. It'll be 3rd down and 4. 3rd and 4, Matt Castle. The blitz is on. They throw quickly. And
down.
McCluster gets a 1st down. So a gain of 7 up to the 45. Here comes Kansas City. They're driving down the field. Castle.
Incomplete.
Throw again, and it's incomplete.
2nd down.
It'll be 2nd down and 10. 2nd and 10, 3-0 Houston. The early field goal. They go to
3rd
Hillis.
down.
And Hillis a 2-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8. Castle. He's going to run it himself. Castle a 1st down. He
First
gets
down.
a 1st down
Penalty.
into Houston territory. There's a penalty, and let's see what it is. And it's going to be an illegal block, and they got to do it again. That's the hard one because it's 15 and not 10. That'll be 3rd and 18. They go. Here comes Bowie. Did he get it? Did he get it? He's short. He's short. It'll be 4th and 1. Oh, my. Watch Castle. Watch the defense. Yes, you don't want them to get the yardage. You don't mind the short completion, but they're taking it to the extreme. It'll be 4th down, and they're going to punt. Quit. And here they go. They almost block it. It'll be over to the side and down to the 12. So the Houston Oilers halfway through the first quarter up 3-0 on their own 12. Pastorini. They give to Willis, and Willis gets a couple. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. 2nd and 7 for the Oilers. Pastorini pumps. He goes incomplete.
3rd down.
And it'll be 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7 for the Oilers. The blitz is on. They get to Robinson. Not
4th
close.
down.
It'll be 4th and 2, though, and now they're going to have to kick. They almost did it, though. They broke that first. Almost there again. Both teams getting close to the punter. And here's Wiley up to the 46-yard line. So early on, Houston, everybody blitzed for Kansas City. Houston broke the first line, and they couldn't score. They couldn't get it. It would have been gone if he would have done it 80-some yards. And
2nd
Charles
down.
gets nothing there. It'll be 2nd down and 11. 2nd and 11. Pass over to Hillis, and that's
3rd
going to
down.
be a gain of 1. It'll be down 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10. Two of the worst teams you'll see. Castle, he got it to Charles. He might break free. He's down to the 25-20. It's a foot race to the 10. He's down to the 10. And it'll be 1st and 10. They can get a first down at the 1. Watch the bottom of this screen. It's 3-on-3. And the catch, and he broke 2 tackles. And then he just goes and tries to outrun on a foot race. And Charles down to the 10-yard line.
First down.
So it'll be 1st down and 10. 1st and 10. They can get a first down at the 1. And I think that's
Second
Jamal
down.
Charles. And he gains 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. Castle back to throw. End zone. Touchdown to McCluster. And Kansas City comes right down the field. McCluster's at the top of your screen. Single coverage. And he throws up to McCluster. Ran what they used to call
Touchdown.
flag pattern. And it's going to be 5 plays, 54 yards. And Kansas City will kick the extra point. A long run, Ryan Sukup. It'll be up, and it is over, and it looks good,
It's good.
and it is good. And Kansas City has a 7-3 lead here in the first. Sukup's going to kick off here to Houston. It is going to be short again. He's had trouble. He's the modern kicker, and they go to Rodgers. And Rodgers up to the 28. He's the modern guy, and he can't hit the end zone. In a dome. First down, Robinson again.
Second down.
And he's going to get 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. 2nd and 7 for the Oilers. They were hot early. Remember, we said you can't judge them by their first throw. They go deep
Incomplete.
again. Incomplete.
Third down.
And he tried to hit Joyner, the guy who just got that long throw. The first play of the game, Pastorini, and he
Fourth
goes down. So the momentum of this game has shifted huge in the Kansas City's favor, and Pastorini will punt. And there it is. It'll be a line driver right to Arenas up to the 44. It'll be 1st down and 10. 1st and 10 for Kansas City. Castle to John.
Second down.
And John will have a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Kansas City, a touchdown the last time they had
Third
the ball,
down.
and now it's going to be 3rd and 5. I think a big possession. They can keep the momentum going with the first down. 3rd down, Castle. They go to screen it to
Fourth
Charles.
down.
No good there. It'll be 4th and 4. Now they're going to punt and probably end the quarter with it. Again, they're coming after Colquitt. They can't get to him. It's going to be in the corner and down to the 8-yard line. Could be the end of the first quarter. Now one more play. Pastorini, the blitz is on. They give to Willis.
Second down.
He's only going to get a yard or 2. He gets 2. At the end of the first quarter, the score, Kansas City 7, Houston 3. And when I look at this game, we're going to go very quickly to Mike in a truck. Mike, I think my axiom of don't judge a game by the first big play, I think that's coming in to play now, because it looks like Kansas City has all the momentum in the world.
Yeah, they were able to shake off that big surprise play out of the gate. And if Houston keeps playing this way, that might be their only big play. I think there's going to continue to be Kansas City dominance. But at the same token, you can't necessarily judge everything like you were saying, but I'm going to judge it on a quarter. Houston had the big play out of the gate. Got 3 out of it. They still had to have something going. So it's too early to call, but if Kansas City keeps playing this way, I think this could be potentially be a blowout.
I would agree with you. I would say the turnovers big. It's 0-0 in turnovers, and for 2 bad teams, you would expect them to be a little over anxious and to fumble the ball or try passes that they can't do. But I would say if Kansas City stays clean, if they have the donut, then they should have no problem in Houston in the championship. But right now, Houston's backed up, and they got to get aggressive. So we're going to start the second quarter here. Pastorini's going to hand off to Willis again, and he's only going to get a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 6. 3rd and 6. 14 and a half minutes as we just begin the second quarter. Pastorini, and it's incomplete.
Fourth down.
Kansas City, it's going to be 4th and 6, and now they're going to get a punt and probably good range, good field position. A shallow punt, and Arenas up to the 49. So it'll be first down, Kansas City. Castle. Back to throw. They're going to throw it deep, and it's incomplete. They were
Second
trying for the
down.
nail in the coffin in the second quarter. It'll be second down and 10. Castle back to throw. They're going to throw,
Incomplete.
and it's incomplete
Third
again.
down.
I'm seeing a pattern here. It's third and 10. Castle, and he's going to roll out. He throws across
Incomplete.
his body,
Fourth
and
down.
it's incomplete. 3 and out there. They only take about 18 seconds on that one, and here's the kick. And it's going to be deep. It's not angled. This will either be returned or in the end zone. It's in the end zone.
Touchback.
First down. Pastorini. From the 20-yard line, they throw to
Second
Robinson.
down.
And it's complete. It'll be second down and 6. Second and 6. Pastorini's going to run it at the quarterback.
down.
Well, he had to scramble. And it'll be third down and 2. They got to make these third and 2s. Kansas City is up. They give to Willis and a first down. And more. He breaks up first line.
First
You almost
down.
broke it earlier. You remember Kansas City sent everybody. And this time, watch the difference, though. He makes it 2 moves, and he goes. Remember earlier, he broke that line and only
First
got 4
down.
yards. If Kansas City keeps throwing a house, which I don't understand why they're doing, he could go. Willis again. Willis, and he's going to
Second
get
down.
8. It'll be second down and 2. Here comes Houston. They get to Willis again.
Third
and Willis. It'll be third and 1. So very close, third and 1. They pinch in on the 4 defensive linemen. The outside's open. They give it to Willis off guard.
First down.
And a first down there. That's exactly what they wanted to do. So it'll be first down and 10. And Pastorini pumps. He throws to Smith.
Second down.
And it'll be second down and 4. My goodness. Kansas City 7, Houston 3. Pastorini to Willis again.
Third down.
Another gain at 2. It's going to be third down. Willis is the fullback and not the running back. Third down. They give to Willis. Willis the first down.
First down.
They're using the heck out of him. Right now it's going to be first and 10. Willis is not in there. They give it to Granger. Granger
Second
again.
down.
And Granger gains 4. It's going to be second and 6. They're looking like the 72 Dolphins, not the 72 Oilers. Take it out, Robinson.
Third down.
And it'll be third down and 5. It would be a 43-yard attempt from here if they make no yards. Third and 5 for Houston. The blitz is on. They give to Robinson. He's a yard
Fourth
short.
down.
It'll be fourth and 2. And now they got a 40-yard attempt by Butler. If he can make it, everybody's going to raise their eyebrows. It is up. It is over. He missed it to the left. He missed it
Wide
to the
left.
left. I saw it shanking. He did not like the kick. He kicked it, and you can see he was disgusted with it. And it's 7-3. Real quick, let's go through this play, then take a look quickly at the stats for a second. There's 6 minutes to go. As Castle will go to Drawn.
Second down.
And he'll
Out
get
of
about a
bounds.
yard. Quick question. We're going to go to the truck right there. Real quick, let's go to the truck. Mike in the truck. Is this going to be a prelude to the future, or do you think that drive was a fluke by Houston?
I wouldn't necessarily call it a fluke. I think we need to see future drives to make that call. But they were grounding and pounding it. I mean, they were running pretty good, and they were changing running backs. I guess the one that was more successful was getting tired, and their backup, got 3-4 yards, respectable. So I might run the ball more to open up the passing game, to make it a more balanced game. But I would go back to running the ball.
There we go, and I would agree with you. I think Pastorini's going to open up. He might throw the ball 5 more times, and all of a sudden, those 5 times are going to be opened up because everybody's going to be playing to run. But let's see how Kansas City responds to this. It might be a wake-up call. First down, Castle.
Incomplete.
Castle throws, and it's incomplete.
Third
It's
down.
going to be second down. Third and 8, sorry. Third down and 8. A little 5.5 to go. Castle to Hillis.
Fourth down.
And Hillis and Willis are fighting each other. Hillis for Kansas City, Willis for Houston. And Colquitt will kick. And to the 50, to the 40, back to the 22. Here's Moore up to the 29-yard line. So under 5 minutes to go. You got to wonder, with their ground and pound. Is this enough time? It's incomplete.
Second down.
It's going to be 2nd and 10. Those first down incompletions hurt. Your roundabout Pastorini says the heck with
Third
it. He just
down.
runs it himself. It'll be 3rd down and manageable. A little bit, 7 yards. 3rd and 7. The blitz is on. They give it to Willis again. He's going to be
Fourth down.
short. It'll be 4th and 3, and now they got a kick. So I would think they're going to be safe here with the kind of offense that they run. A short kick, it's going to be to the 25. Wiley up to the 31. And it's going to be 1st down and 10. 1st and 10 for Kansas City. 7-3, 318. Castle
Second
just
down.
runs up the middle there. It's going to be 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8, Castle. Back to throw. He's going to throw it through the middle, and it's caught by Bowie. And a first down. Oh, that's big. 22 yards. Watch a protection, though. It's max protect, so they only have 3 receivers going out. And right through the middle. The guy in the
First
middle you
down.
thought was going to catch it was actually the guy on the top that got it. And there's Bowie on the very top of the screen as it's going to be 1st and
2-minute
10.
warning.
And that's going to be the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes, you look at the stats. Houston has more yards, but Kansas City is getting down the field. They're throwing a little bit better. And right now it's actually looking good. The 3rd down conversions, 4 of 10 for Houston, 2 of 6 for Kansas City. 8 punts in a game, but there have been 30 rushes so far. 30 rushes, and Kansas City has only run 22 plays. In a normal NFL game, you have 120 plays. So 30 and 22, you got 52 here. So we're about on pace. And it's going to be 1st down and 10 as we take a look for Kansas City. So quick, that's,
2nd down.
oh, dear God. Moaki, and they hurry to the line, though. Minute and a half. Castle back to throw. They're going to throw to the
Incomplete.
near side. Incomplete.
3rd down.
It'll be 3rd down and 5. Minute and a half to go. Trips to the far side. They got all B's up there. And it's caught by
First
Bowie and a
down.
1st down. 1st down and 10. They got to hurry it up. Bowie, Baldwin, and they got McCluster down below. Back to throw.
Incomplete.
And it's going to be incomplete.
Second down.
Castle, no good. Everybody remembers Castle because he was Brady's backup. He went 11-5 with New England. And then they thought he was the next Brady.
Incomplate.
And he's 2
Third
and
down.
14 here and doing that. 3rd and 10. He could say he made the final 4. He can always say that. He made it all by himself. Castle, and he goes to Bowie.
First
That's
down.
a 1st
Out
down.
of
He goes
bounds.
out of bounds. They stop the clock. 53 seconds to go.
Incomplete.
Castle the screen, and he
Second
can't
down.
get it there. It'll be 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. They throw to
Incomplete.
the middle
Third
and
down.
incomplete. 3rd and 10. You got 3 receivers at tight end. Jamal
Incomplete.
Charles, and it's going to be
Fourth
4th down,
down.
and now they're going to try a field goal. And this is going to be Ryan Sukop. He just won the Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. This will be 37 yards, and it is good.
good.
It's now 10-3. Kansas City goes 12 plays, 49 yards. I don't want to say Brady-like because Brady gets a touchdown, but he was Brady's backup, so he got the field goal. And it's going to be a deep kick, 26 seconds to go. On the goal line, here's Rodgers. Rodgers will take it to the 20, up to the 25. And if you're Houston, you don't want to do anything dumb. You'll just probably run the ball up the middle here. And no, Pastorini, of course, a
Incomplete.
1 and 14, so they're
Second
going to
down.
throw. 1 and 13, 2nd and 10. Pastorini, the blitz is on. They go to Robinson. Up to
Third
about
down,
the
out of
31. It's going to
bounds.
be 3rd down and 4. 6 seconds, and this will be it. 3rd and 4. A quick throw to Reed. Reed will go. Maybe. This is looking good down to the 30. 20 breaks 1
First
and
down.
almost 44 yards. And this is going to inflate the stats. This will inflate the stats as Reed gets it and goes all the way down the sidelines. He had a chance. You're going to see a missed tackle or two. There's one. And then, oh
First down.
my. If he would have broke that, that would have been crazy. And now we're at the half right now. really, Houston, if they got long yardage and all that, they got 2 big breaks, but wow, did they happen at bad times. We're going to go back to the truck. Yeah, they got 2 breaks, but it's not necessarily the breaks, it's the timing of the breaks. And their first big break was in the first quarter. They got a field goal. Their second big break, they had no time to do anything with it.
Yeah, and that's the first big break was out of the gate. If this last play were the first play of the second half for Houston, you could be looking at a momentum change. But we still have the second half, so we'll just have to see what happens. But, I mean, Houston's had the ball almost 5 minutes more. And they're actually not doing bad. They just only have 3 points to show for it. If they're able to keep this up, they potentially could get points on the board and make a ball game out of it. So they got another whole 30 minutes, so it's not impossible.
Well, I would agree. I think we have to calculate which is easier of happening: Houston winning this game, or the one fan in the stands winning fan of the game. I like my odds if I'm a fan of the game here. 2 in a row might actually refer to a Houston winning streak rather than attendance. And well, you go there. They also said that Houston used to be like opossums. They play dead at home and get killed on the road. So that's the Oilers of 72. And oh yeah, they raised ticket prices. Kansas City was just a team in chaos. Romeo Crennel just did what he could. There was no real philosophy, though. They got a lot of superstars. As you can see, they have Castle and Jamal Charles. But the problem is they had no philosophy. So we talked about bad teams and why some teams are bad. This team is like the 1990 Patriots. They have talent there. Patriots had Andre Tippett. Grogan was at the end of his career. They had Irving Fryer. But they had no philosophy. They had none. And Kansas City, it's the same thing. What do? Run or pass? They have used Jamal Charles. That's the most telling stats, the rushing. Look at Jamal Charles. 4 attempts. I know this is the 2012 Jamal Charles, but your lifespan as a running back is usually 5 years. So when you're good, you usually have talent in the beginning. When you take a look at Pastorini, he's doing a good job, but the better job is a running game. When you see Willis, he's getting the ball a lot, and he's averaging 4 yards a rush. But you look at everybody else, your lowest one is 3. And let's put it this way, 3 times 4 is 12, which is a first down. So Kansas City has to go to the run to solidify this game. And if Houston stays on the run, they don't have the speed. But you see Bowie, the wide receiver for Kansas City. Kansas City has had a couple big plays, a 22 and a 43-yarder on the receiving end. But as you take a look at the other stats, here it is receiving for Houston. You can see that is Charlie Joyner. The split end, 50 yards on the reception. Reed, not Andre Reed. He never played like 99 years in the league. But you take a look here, no sacks, no interceptions. There have been no turnovers. I don't know, 1 sack, and that was Belcher. But no interceptions, no fumbles. I mean, that's huge. No turnovers. And I think the one fan might want their money back. They want ties, incomplete passes, and turnovers. When you go to a game like this, Houston did miss a field goal. And here's drawn to the 26 to the 27. It'll be first down and 10 Kansas City. This can set the tone. Here's Hillis. They go quickly to Bowie, and Bowie will get 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Give to Charles.
3rd down.
And he's going to get 3 there. It'll be 3rd down and 4. 3rd and 4 for Kansas City. Castle, and he got to Bowie, and that's going to be a first down. 1st and 10 for Kansas City. Back to throw. Castle, he's going to be chased, and that's a big sack. That's a big one, Pritchard. And it'll be 2nd and 17. Kansas City doesn't always have the faculty to get 17 yards. But they go deep, and it's intercepted by Houston. Houston returns for Houston, and Houston in Houston territory. And Houston is now feeling good about Houston. And I like the way Houston played defense there as Houston got the ball. They ran it into Houston territory, and oh, look at Houston right now. And I don't know, Houston can come out of this feeling good. It'll be a first down and 10.
If I go back to the replay, take a look at the receiver on the bottom. He falls. He slipped up. And I think that the Castle was going for a farther pattern, and the receiver wasn't there. So I think it's just that Kansas City bungled that and gave Houston a freebie.
You know, that brings up a really, really good point. A lot of people always talk about how today's athletes, their times are better and everything, and how field goal kickers are better. You put today's athletes on those surfaces back then. Basically, they're playing in a parking lot at the Astrodome. They have AstroTurf. That's where it gets its name, the Astrodome. It is not a good turf, slipping and falling everywhere. The first time when the Astrodome opened, there were clouds of, like, people would exhale because of the thing, and it would rain spit on people. That was bad. These facilities and conditions give Houston a real home field advantage. So it'll be first down and 10. Everybody's so used to the best and coddled today. They give to Willis, and Willis to the 42. Those aren't hash marks. Those are parking spaces. They're playing in a parking lot. Pastorini, he goes deep, and it's incomplete. It'll be third down. 3rd and 5. People just don't realize how much that takes effect. They give to Rodgers, and Rodgers is short. It'll be 4th and 3, and now they're going to kick. Pastorini doing his own kicking, unless it's the worst fake punt ever. No, it's the kick. It'll be down to the 10-yard line into the 6. Well, it's great to pin Kansas City deep, but, you know, you got to do something with it. You can pin them deep so much. Here's Hillis. To the near side to the 9-yard line to the 10. It'll be 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. Castle again. He'll throw and incomplete.
3rd down. Penalty.
Big. Oh, there's a penalty. There's a penalty and too many men. And Kansas City, Houston's going to accept. It'll be 2nd and 11. Rolling the dice here. Castle to Bowie.
3rd down.
And okay, so we just get to do the same thing over. 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4. Castle. They give to Charles, and everybody knew that was coming. Even the people that were forced to come to this game because they had too many speeding tickets, they have police making sure that they're watching this game. Here in the Astrodome, to the 50 to the 43. Houston again. Houston on a return, and he gets it to the 47 of Kansas City. It'll be first down, Pastorini. Pastorini again, deep to Robinson, and a first down. Boy, Pastorini loves those middle passes where he doesn't go to the open receiver. He goes to the one with 3 people on him. But he always makes those completions. First down and 10. There's a flag. They move. And it'll be 1st and 15. They got to be careful because the field goal kicker's range. They give to Willis.
2nd down.
He almost gets everything back. It'll be 2nd and 12. 2nd down and 12. Pastorini. Halfway through the 3rd, deep again, incomplete.
3rd down.
It'll be 3rd down and 12. Two teams separated by 40 years. And separated here by 7 points. Through the middle to Reed and a first down. Pastorini to Reed, the tight end, a gain of 14. And it'll be a first down for Houston. This is looking like a pattern. Pastorini. The midfield. Almost. The receiver stopped. He stopped. Oh, my goodness. Well, the ball was in the air. It'll be 2nd down and 10. 2nd down and 10. Pastorini again. He's going to throw to the near side end zone. Almost. It's incomplete.
3rd down.
They're going for it all. They're getting excited here. It's going to be 3rd down. They got 3 receivers and a tight end through the middle.
4th
Smith.
down.
And that's field goal yardage. It's going to be 4th and 4. And here comes Butler. This will be a 31-yarder. It'll be up and over, and this one is good. And it's 10-6. Kansas City leads Houston. 8 plays, 33 yards. And this thing is 10-6. The kickoff deep. Here's drawn to the 14, drawn to the 35, and it'll be first down. Now this is big. How's Kansas City going to respond? As it'll be first down and 10. Hassel to Charles,
Second down.
and well, my prediction is falling through the floor. Really, I thought if they ran to Charles more, they'd be okay. And just as I said that, he breaks one, and
First
down to the
down.
47, and a first down. Just when I said it was a bad move, it turns good. Hassel to Charles,
Second
and just as
down.
I say good, it goes back to a 2-yard gain. It'll be second down and 8. Hassel, they give it to John, a couple
Third
yards
down,
here. It'll be
injury.
3rd and 5. And finally, we have, for the first time in 3 games, an injury. So Ken Houston is down. He'll be back. Tolbert will be coming in at strong safety. So let's see if they pick on Tolbert. It's going to be 3rd down. Tolbert to the top side. Yeah, so they
Fourth
come in on
down.
the blitz and they get him. So Bethea with the stop, and it'll be 4th down, and now they got it. Well, it acts like a delay game penalty there, almost. And the kick is going to be angled near the sidelines. It'll be, oh, is that in? Oh, it's a touchback right on the 1-yard line. Any part of the ball in the end zone is a touchback. Look at this punt. Look at this punt, Colquitt. We're talking about inches. And this thing, watch this. I knew it was going to be close. But watch this. Any part of the ball that goes in the end zone is a touchback. Any part. And
Touchback.
you can see the back part of the ball goes in. Oh, my goodness, so close. It'll be 1st down and 10. Pastorini to Robinson. And Robinson,
down,
he
out
gets
of
nothing.
bounds.
It'll be 2nd down and 11. 10 to 6. 2nd and 11. The blitz is on to get to Willis.
Third down.
And it'll be 3rd down and 10. 3rd and 10. It's 10 to 6. Pastorini to Robinson. He's
Fourth
going to get a
down.
couple.
Injury.
And it'll be 4th to 7. They're going to get it right back. Kendrick Lewis is down for Kansas City. And wow, now we're starting to get the injuries, or the sympathy injuries. It'll be 4th down. Because nobody wants to blow this game if they're in there. Oh, Houston moved. So let's see what happens with Kansas City. The 40-yard line to the
Penalty.
41. Now there's a penalty. So it's going to be a legal procedure. Kansas City will keep the ball. They're up 10 to 6. It feels like Kansas City is losing, but they're actually, now they move, and
Second
that's
down.
going to be a
Out of
flag.
bounds. Penalty.
This feels like Kansas City is losing this game right now, but they're winning 10 to 6. 1st and 10, 1st and 15. Castle quick to
Second down.
McCluster. And it'll be a slight gain, and that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. The end of 3 quarters to score. Kansas City 10, Houston 6. Let's go to the truck. Mike in a truck. It feels like Kansas City is losing this game. It's almost hard to believe that they're still on top 10 to 6.
Yeah, I think part of the illusion is time of possession. Houston's had the ball more. And, I mean, they're actually winning yardage, 235 to 175. So that's incorporating the illusion, but they're not getting in the end zone. I mean, they've had to kick 2 field goals. So, now don't forget you had big plays. So some of this yardage is coming off of the first play of the first half and the last play of the first half. But they're never able to. The timing on the last play was off. That's the way they ended the half. So I think that's part of the reason why it feels that way. Otherwise, to be honest with you, this is for the most part an even game. So I think it's an illusion. But if you're not able to capitalize on the field position, you have to kick field goals. If that's all you're doing, you're probably not going to win the game.
I agree there. These teams are bad for a reason, and one of the reasons Kansas City is not a good finishing team. Now, Houston got blown out. Houston might be just so anxious because there are things whenever there are 4 stages. There's lose big, lose little, win big. And when you lose big, there's a big stage of losing little that you got to hurdle to finally win close games. It's a special skill to win close games. That's why bad teams are bad for a while, because they're not necessarily bad athletes, but as a team, their coaching staff, their receivers, their quarterbacks, they all make decisions, and they all make the wrong ones in a split second. He did have a turnover for Kansas City, was intercepted. That's the only one of the game so far. So here we go, the fourth quarter on our own 41. It'll be 2nd and 13. The blitz is on. Castle quick to Bowie.
Third down.
And it's going to be 3rd down and 6. 3rd and 6. Kansas City. Castle to Jamal Charles. He's
Fourth
short.
down.
He's short by a yard. And it's going to be 4th and 1. And now they got a kick. Ken Houston will come in. He'll return the punt. As Colquitt will kick the winner. It might be a fake. No, it won't. And it's going to be angled to the near side and out of bounds at the 17. So Houston is down by 4. Here's Pastorini, a far formation. Pastorini, plenty of time. This one going deep and incomplete.
2nd down.
He keeps going to Joyner. It's like that kid in junior high basketball. He hits his first 3. They go to Burrow. And Burrow's going to get it a first down there up to the 35-yard line. I was going to say, it's like, Joyner is like, that kid that hits their first 3 and thinks they're hot and misses their next 10. But Burrow is the way they
First
should
down.
be going. As you can see, it's a quick hitter, and Kendrick Lewis is back in. The quick hitter in the seam is how they're going to do this. It's going to be 1st and 10. Pastorini, they go to Robinson. They'll go
Second
out of
down,
bounds
out
after
of
a gain of
bounds.
2. It'll be 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8, Pastorini. Back to throw. They throw to the near side. Robinson.
3rd down.
And it'll be up to about the 44. It'll be 3rd and 2. There's everybody coming on this one. 3rd down, Robinson,
Fourth
and
down.
they stop him. It'll be 4th down and 1. And now Pastorini has to kick again. There's a flag. I don't know who that was on. If it's on Kansas City, it could be a game changer. And Arenas up to the
Penalty.
26. Let's see what it is. It's offsides. It is could be a game changer. It could be. Mark this moment down. 11 minutes left in the 4th. It'll be 1st down and 10. 1st and 10, Pastorini. And they give it to Willis. Willis again.
2nd down.
The 47 will be 2nd and 7. 2nd and 7, Pastorini. They hand it off. Willis up the
3rd
middle.
down.
And it'll be 3rd down and 5. 3rd and 5, Pastorini. They draw to Rodgers. He gets a 1st down.
1st down.
And they have time to kick 2 field goals. They have the time. But it'll be 1st and 10. They need another 1st down here. Pastorini, they get to Willis.
2nd down.
And he's going to get 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8. Pastorini.
Incomplete.
And it's going to
Third
be
down.
incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down and 8. 3rd and 8. 10-6. Kansas City leads Houston. Pastorini throws. It's caught by Joyner again.
First
He's like
down.
that junior high kid. He made his next 3-pointer. And it's going to watch Joyner at the bottom of the screen. It's 2-on-3. And Joyner, oh my goodness. And that's Charlie Joyner.
First
He's going to
down.
go to the 18-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10. This is a big thing here, Willis.
2nd
And
down.
it's going to be 2nd and 9. Halfway through the 4th quarter. Pastorini, this is a big possession. Pastorini to throw. They're going to go to the end zone. Touchdown! He goes to
Touchdown.
Joyner again. Pastorini to Joyner. From 17 yards, once Joyner, the blitz was on. And they had single coverage, and he went for the end zone. And Joyner is hot this drive.
Touchdown.
Joyner with the thumbs up. They blitzed 4 people, all the linebackers. 13 plays, 83 yards. 6.5 minutes to go. 6.5 minutes on the drive. And Houston leads by 2. Here comes Butler, a huge extra point. And the extra point, it's going to be up, over, and good.
It's good.
And right now it's 13-10 Houston. I'm going to throw it back to the truck. Mike in the truck. What a touchdown by Houston. That's got to throw this game into absolute topsy-turviness. What does Kansas City have to do to come back? What do they have to do to tie or win this thing?
Well, it doesn't help that you gave them the ball at midfield with the penalty on the punt. So your special teams failed you, and it just gave all the momentum, and it helped give Houston a chance, and they took complete advantage of it, and they finally got in the end zone, and they finally had a drive where they could feel very proud of themselves. Now they got home field advantage. It's messed up the worst team. They're the lower rated team, so they have home field advantage. It's gonna come down to how Kansas City reacts. Quite possibly, not necessarily, but quite possibly on this drive. You got to shake it off, and you got to get down the field. At least get a field goal and tie this thing. But Houston, they got in the end zone. They missed a mid-range field goal. Houston could be up 16-10 right now. So Kansas City needs to regroup real fast, because they're 7 minutes and 4 seconds away from going to the toilet bowl.
I'll tell you what, right now, all the Oiler fan in the stands, the one fan there, he's in shock. I mean, he could call home right now and say that aliens landed on the 50-yard line, and that people would believe that over the fact the Oilers of the 72 Oilers are beating a modern passing pro football team with a starting quarterback a couple years removed from an 11-5 record. So the fan is in shock. We took the fan poll, and no matter what they say, it's unanimous because it's 1-0. And here comes Arenas. Arenas up to the 23. Now you got to wonder how Love You Blue, how are they going to blow it? Because they're thinking about that right now. Castle.
Incomplete.
And it's going to be
Second
incomplete.
down.
It's going to be 2nd and 10. It might be heart-wrenching. 2nd down and 10. Here's Castle. They give to Charles.
Third
It's going to be
down.
3rd and 13, setting up the big failure. 3rd and 13. Castle back to throw. Looking. He's going to throw. And it is incomplete.
Fourth
Oh, my
down.
goodness. They're going to give it back to Houston. This could be possible. This could be possible. That offsides was unbelievable. 11 minutes ago, we said mark it somewhere. Here's Houston. He was injured. He came back, and he's up to the 48. 1st down and 10 for the Oilers. 5:55 away from winning. Willis again. He got a first down.
First
To the
down.
37, remember, to the 38. It is not automatic. Field goals are not automatic for this Oiler team. They give to Willis again. Willis down to the 25.
First down.
And it'll be a 1st down and 10. Well, this always happens, and we'll explain this a little bit later. Pastorini to Robinson.
Second
And
down. Out
Robinson,
of bounds.
it'll be 2nd and 11. 2nd down and 11. Pastorini back to throw. And he throws to Burrow.
Third down.
He's got field goal yardage. If they don't get anything, it'll be 36. 36 yards. 3rd down and 3. Pastorini, he's going to throw. It's caught by Reed
First
down
down.
to the 2. Oh, my goodness, to the 3. Watch Pastorini. Wide open here, and watch Burrow. Right there, 3 people. They're no to Reed.
First
And
down.
the pressure has not been there for Kansas City. And it's going to be 1st down and goal. 1st down and goal, a huge 1st and goal. They give it to Willis.
Second down.
And nothing there. He loses 2. It'll be 2nd down. No timeout. They keep it going. 2nd down. The eye to Willis. He bounces outside almost.
down.
He's down to the 2-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and goal from the 2. It's going to be a timeout. This will be huge. Are they going to be up by 2 scores? 3rd down. Pastorini. They're going to be scores.
Touchdown.
Right through the middle. Willis. And Houston, the one fan is about to rush the field, but the 5 security people are keeping them back. And
Touchdown.
Willis has gone through, and it's 19-10. They're in disbelief. I should say all the empty chairs are in disbelief, as it's 19-10. Oh, this is incredible. Now, this is a big extra point by Butler. It is up, it is over, it is good. So now a
It's
touchdown
good.
and a field goal only tie it. And with 2:31 to go, I'm thinking this is a lot like Miami, New England in the 5 AFC title game. You have one team that might ruin the whole thing. That's what Houston is doing. Drawn. Let's see what they do. 2:19 left. They're throwing every down. They're playing 4-down football. Cassell, and it is incomplete.
Second
It'll be
down.
second down and 10. They have 2 timeouts. You got a minus 40 seconds off of that.
Incomplete.
Cassell. And incomplete
down.
again. He had a wide open guy in the very bottom, but he throws across his body into quadruple coverage. 3rd and 10. Cassell back to throw. He's going to throw, and McCluster, they're a
down.
yard short. And that's going to mean the 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning.
I don't think that they should punt there. Mike in the truck. This is absolutely incredible. That drive was something Joe Montana does. Not the 72 Oilers.
Yeah, this is a complete shock. It's amazing. It's not just the Oilers. Think about this. The Chiefs lost to one of, if not the worst team in history. Last bracket, they got beat by the 52 Dallas Texans. That's saying something. What has happened to the Chiefs? You figure they probably lose the first couple, and then they beat somebody. And they had their chance with the Dallas Texans. They got blown out. Kansas City has just absolutely collapsed. And, they're 2 minutes away from being in the toilet bowl. And they're either going to play the Raiders or the Dolphins. I'm assuming the Raiders. But this is now, it's funny. There are upsets in the playoffs, and a team upsets and wins a Super Bowl. It comes out of nowhere. Like both times the Giants beat the Patriots. Those were shockers. And, they almost didn't make the playoffs. It's like the complete opposite is happening with the Chiefs, only this is not something you want to win. You want to get out of this. And it's the Chiefs who I don't think anybody would have thought would be in this position. And I'm not knocking the Oilers. I mean, they're in this. Look at that. They've got 365 yards of offense. 365 yards of offense. And they have 131 on the ground, 238 in the air. They're 100. They're almost 100 yards more passing than a modern day Kansas City team. This is a huge shot. And look at this. And not only that, time of possession. Their defense is stopping Kansas City. They're winning time of possession by 10 minutes. This is insane.
I'll tell you the most telling stat, and this is the hardest stat. When you play 2 teams that are bad, the one stat that always suffers everywhere are 3rd down conversions. Houston's at 50%. That's phenomenal. That might be the biggest. That might be one of the top numbers in all of the stats in every game in the tournament. Also with Houston, with Kansas City, I made the comment earlier about being like the 1985 AFC Championship. People remember we were going to have the most hyped Super Bowl in the history of – it would probably be the most watched Super Bowl to this day in history. And what happened was New England went to Miami and beat them. They beat them big, and they ruined what would have been the absolute biggest game in the history, maybe in the history of the NFL, because that might have been the greatest game ever. Here – I'm starting to think about the pedigree of Kansas City. Kansas City, and you brought up a great point, Mike, in the truck. A great point. Those truck mates must be crunching stats really well with you, because Kansas City losing to Dallas, now losing to Houston, they have a pedigree to lose this whole thing and to be the worst team, because remember also, we say this about championship teams. We're going by the stats, and sometimes good coaching can make a very horrible team not seem as bad as some of the other teams. But since we're just going by players, well, I never thought they were this bad. So really hats off to Romeo Crennel, because I remember when they were going 2-14 and I look at those scores, they weren't this bad. And since this is player stats and not coach stats, Hats off to Romeo Crennel for really playing a lot of close games during that year. My goodness. But here they're going to punt. Well, I guess the onside kick is their best offensive weapon. And here it is. They're going to punt, a curious decision. After I say Romeo Crennel, a lot of good things, they end up punting. It'll be 1st and 10, Pastorini. The blitz is on. They give to Robinson. A gain of 3. They're going to call a timeout. Remember, it's what they have, minus 40 seconds. Because they're not going to have Willis get something there. Because this is it for timeouts. So this one's going to be minus 40. 3rd down, Pastorini. They give to Robinson. Robinson, only a gain of a yard. It'll be 4th and 6. A minute and 5 to go. They got to score twice. And almost off. They would have blocked that and ran that in. And here comes Arenas. Arenas to the 35. No timeouts. They got to get down the field in a hurry. They got to go in a hurry, Castle.
Incomplete.
And that is over and incomplete.
2nd down.
These incompletes are killers. That's 8 seconds. 5 to 8 seconds every time. 2nd down, the blitz is on. And it's a good thing he didn't catch that. It'll be 3rd and 10. That would have been like 20 seconds to go. They need to go deep. They need to go deep. Castle, he goes, and he got it. Baldwin again. Baldwin to the near side. Baldwin and out of bounds at the 34.
Out of bounds.
They might want to kick the field goal here soon. They just might want to. You need a field goal and a touchdown, so you might as well just get the field goal and save the time for the touchdown. Castle, and he got it to McCluster.
1st down,
now is
out
when
of
you
bounds.
got to kick the field goal. And it'll be 36 seconds. Castle, maybe they're going for the touchdown first. They throw it down the middle, and it's incomplete. It'll be 2nd down, 29 seconds. They got to get it in the next couple plays. It won't be time. Castle, the screen. He's inbounds. That did it. That's over. That's it. It's all over. It doesn't matter if they score here. The people already, the one fan is trying to get on the field. And it's a sack, and he breaks through security. And he hugs Dan Pastorini because Houston has won a game. And the one fan who wins fan of the game, because he's stuck around. He doesn't even know what's going on. He's out there. And he's trying to call anybody he can because nobody will believe this. And it is Houston beating Kansas City. And Kansas City is off to the toilet bowl. They have secured their place in toilet bowl number 1. An incredible performance by Houston. I don't want to take away from Houston. I don't want to take this away. I know it's a toilet bowl and this is the Final Four. And these are 2 bad teams. But Houston had 365 yards of total offense, and they looked really good. And really, I think they're a better football team we give them credit for. But Kansas City proved they're a worse football team than what we thought.
Yeah, if I may, Chris, take a look at the top center of your screen. Look at the 4th quarter scoring. Houston 14, Kansas City nothing. Houston won this game in the 4th quarter with 2 touchdowns, and to put a stamp on getting out of this tournament, they sacked Castle. The last play. They wouldn't even give him anything. They sacked him at running out of bounds, and that's, think about that. That's how the Houston Oilers ended their run, so they can't be considered the worst team of all time. Their defense stepped up and sacked a modern-day quarterback. And their offense scored 14 points in the 4th quarter. This is nuts. This is, I don't think anybody would have predicted this. This
in the 2nd half. 17 to nothing.
You have to think if when it comes down to Kansas City didn't score the 2nd half. They didn't score the 2nd half. Think about this. This is the 2 most exciting things that I have seen in the toilet bowl bracket is we didn't see the game, but the Dallas Texans upsetting the Chiefs. And now the Houston Oilers. We get to see it upsetting the Chiefs. This is insane. I would have never predicted this. I would have laughed at you if you told me Kansas City was going to the toilet bowl. I would have laughed at you. I mean, they're not a good team, but considering the caliber of worst teams, this is like them being the surprise great team, but the complete opposite. This is a huge shock.
Go ahead back to the first bracket on the thing real quick. Don't get out of the game real quick, but just go ahead to the first bracket where you have all the scores listed. Because that's well, let's follow Kansas City real quick here. They only lost by 7 to a Seattle team which had no philosophy, but there was some talent there. And 1978 San Francisco, they almost beat them. It was 1913. And then all of a sudden, they just started to slide, blown out by Dallas by 19, losing to Houston. Houston didn't have a touchdown. They only had 2 touchdowns all tournament, 17, 3, and 5. And they scored 20. Kansas City is imploding, absolutely imploding. Wait, there you go.
There we go. Now they're going to play. Let's take a look at the final stats first, and then let's find out who they play. I'm going to guess the Oilers. I mean, pardon me. They're going to play the Oakland Raiders, but we'll see. I don't want to count out anybody yet. Castle 19 of 39. They couldn't run. I mean, they were throwing more, but is it Bo or Bowie? He's your top.
I'm not too sure.
But Cluster wasn't bad.
I keep thinking David Bowie, and then I'm not. I'm like, dang it.
They only had 1 sack on this team. They only had 1 sack. Houston, on the other hand, Pastorini had a respectable game, considering.
Oh yeah, he's above. See, back then, the threshold is 45 to 50%. I'm still on the bracket screen. I'm not sure if you clicked on the stats yet. I'm just seeing the bracket.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't. Hang on a second. Yeah.
So the big thing is now well, there we go. We can see the stats. The biggest thing I would say, first of all, Willis, 91 yards, very good. But second of all, with Pastorini, let's go back to the passing I'm going to show you. Back in the 70s, in the mid-70s, early 70s, if you threw 50%, that was a real good game. That was good. That was really good if you threw 50%. 16 of 28, over 50%. That is phenomenal. A touchdown and no interceptions, phenomenal. Almost 100 passing rating, phenomenal. Incredible. I think that was the biggest. That's the biggest shock.
And look, he's also spreading the ball around pretty evenly amongst receivers.
Yeah,
it wasn't where Kansas City was throwing to those 2 receivers, one guy 8 times. Pastorini spread the ball out for the most part, and it shows.
I think the biggest thing was the people that played on the line. You have Joiners, the split end, and you have Raiders, the tight end. And both of them had maybe not the catches, but they had the averages. When they caught something, they were done. And Joyner caught it in the end to solidify the deal.
And they had 3 sacks. They had 3 sacks and a pick. But they weren't able to. And the thing was, they weren't able to capitalize. They were able to capitalize. They got a field goal, and they missed a field goal. But what changed this game, in my opinion, was when Houston went to punt the ball, and Kansas City had a penalty and gave Houston the ball at midfield. And then right after that, everything changed, and it was all Houston. I mean, they got a gift, and they just after the gift where they looked flat, they were just running them over.
I had a feeling. Watch Butler. Look at his long field goal. When you have 3 attempts, and as long as field goal's 31, that means those field goals could have been touchdowns. It could have been a 28-10 game. It could have been 28-10. And it wasn't like they were hitting 45 and 46 like they're hitting 3-pointers in basketball. They were going down, and they were legitimate on their drives. That was an incredible game. That was absolutely incredible. And that's all I have to say about Houston is I will give them more credit in the future.
Okay, now we're at who they're playing. Miami and Oakland. I think Miami wins big.
The sea of hands, you're going to see a sea of drops here. Um, I, I, I am going to say Miami's going to be very close. And when you look at the highlights, I think Miami's going to have to pull it off in the fourth quarter. I might be wrong, but something about me just thinks that Oakland. I don't know. I'm not saying it's going to be a great score. It might be 8-3 or something like that. But I think Miami, it's going to be closer than what we expect. And I wouldn't be surprised if Miami has to come back in the fourth quarter to win this.
Okay. I'm saying Miami in a blowout, but here we go. Here's the sim. And it is a blowout.
Miami in a blowout. Wow, that was. Well, I should have remembered my own rule. My own rule is this: if you look at all the semifinals, you always have one close game and one blowout. You always have that. And this was a blowout, and ours was a close game. And when you take a look at the Miami, they were going to lose this game more than Oakland was going to win this game. And when you take a look, they still had 2 turnovers. They still blew out Oakland. They had 410 yards of offense. And I'm curious to see what the scoring was like. You see the punts, 17 punts. They waited till the second quarter to score. Here's Lemon, and he throws the interception to Rivera early on. But again, they got nothing. And here's Miami at the Coliseum. Chapman scores. There's a flag. I think that was a late hit. And then you look down, they led big at halftime. They just exploded. Look at this. So Chapman will go all the way as the guy does push-ups as he tries and tackles Chapman. And then you look, though, watch this. This is an explosion. The next thing, Davidson down 14-0, boom, interception to Allen. Then you go to the next highlight, and look at this. 14 now. Then Lemon down deep, and it is caught. Booker, he tries to do push-ups, and boom, Booker.
Touchdown.
Up guy, Lemon to Booker. And then look at this. Another interception. Another one. The implosion. And Allen again. And then look at this. Look at Feely kicks. But look at that second quarter. It was 24 points as this goes to the half. 24 points for Miami, or else it's a 10-7 game. It should be a. They should have had 7 at the half and not 24. It should have been a 17-7 game. But they imploded. That's why they're bad. And Reeves, the interception there. Oakland is my. Remember at the very beginning, I said Oakland. That's my one pick. Lemon. And Booker again, look at that guy. That Booker is
touchdown.
Just when we had the game, that was good. And 31-7, they nail it here. And Oakland is just like, oh my goodness.
It's good.
34-7, the final. 53 yards by Feely. Sorry, a little bit tired. It's 10:30. It's 9:34 p.m. here in Thailand. But as you see, the close game we had, Houston 20, Kansas City 10, Miami 34, Oakland 7. So it'll be, as we can go back to the original toilet bowl bracket. Let's take a look at the journeys real quick and give our final thoughts about the next game. Let's take a look at Miami. They lost to the Giants. They lost to the Giants 16-13. So... No. Sorry, Oakland. As I almost did the winner. I was just going with habit. They lost to Pittsburgh 31-0. Then they lost to Atlanta 24-16. I thought Atlanta had a shot at going to the finals. So that was really, remember, the 2-point play is in effect in this tournament. Then they lose 25-7 against Tampa Bay. And they lost 34-7 today. So that's 59-14 in 2 games. And when you take a look at Kansas City, we said before, they narrowly lost to Seattle. They narrowly lost to San Francisco. They got blown out by Dallas. and they got beat in the second half by the Oilers. You know, I was thinking before, oh, come on, Houston, we won a good championship. We might end up with a great championship game. This might be a great game because I think Kansas City is playing. They're not statistically as bad, but they're playing as bad as the Oakland Raiders is 62.
Yeah, and this is why it's hard to feel out. On the surface, you think Kansas City wins big, but Kansas City the past two games has completely imploded. They've just completely fallen apart in shocking fashion and to two of the worst teams in history. So if you're the Raiders, you're going into this game, we actually might have a chance of winning. Think about this. This is a team from the early 60s playing a semi-modern team. On paper, Kansas City wins probably in a shutout, but it's hard to tell. Statistically, Kansas City's got the advantage. Modern day everything, Kansas City's got the advantage. But when you blow two games against two teams that you have no business even playing in the first place because they're so bad, and you get crushed the first game and you blow the second game, your morale has got to be, excuse the pun, in the crapper, and you're going to the toilet bowl. And you have to play one of the worst teams in history who now has a shot. This is hard. I mean, on the surface, I wouldn't even think about it. Kansas City wins and Oakland is a toilet bowl champ. I don't know anymore. I can't call this.
Well, I would say the difference between these two teams is Kansas City has played and could have won two games in this tournament. Two against two teams that are very low, but they're average low. They're down, you know. They could have won two like that. They're just playing bad right now. With Oakland, except for that Atlanta Falcon game, and I really feel it's because the Falcons were just as bad as Kansas City. Oakland hasn't really been in any games. They've imploded. They've done stuff. So I look at it as one of two ways. Either Oakland is that bad or Oakland is ripe to have things go their way. It's Miami with 24 points in that second and had 24 points in the space of a minute. So reminding myself of the Steelers of the 78 AFC Championship game. But if they're giving up all those points in a minute, what if Miami doesn't get that? Can Oakland still go down? You know, well, what happens there? So I think Oakland might be ripe to start out well. The question is, can they finish? And do they have everything to finish? I just don't know. I have no clue on that one.
I think the way that Oakland can win this game is that they start off solid like they did in the game that we originally broadcast, and Kansas City collapses. If those dominoes fall that way, I think Oakland has a shot. I think they actually do. But we'll find out. We have one more broadcast, and the broadcast date will be determined. Date and time will be determined. Chris, I do have to run because as I told you, they're working on the gas lines outside my house. But Chris, once again, thank you for doing this broadcast, and we look forward to one final game.
Oh, it'll be great. It'll be really good. After this broadcast, I have a quick question to ask you, but sure. I can tell you right now that it's going to be, I think it has a potential to be surprising. I'm not saying it's going to be a great game, but what I'm saying is it could be an unexpected game. And because these teams are so bad, that it has a potential to be a lot of unexpected moments, like Michigan State, the block punt winning the game on the final play, or an immaculate reception. Or
you meant Michigan you meant Michigan Appalachian State?
No, it was Michigan State. It was the final play of the game, and all Michigan had to do was punt the ball away. And their punter dropped the snap. And then he tried to punt, and it was blocked, and they just picked it up on Michigan State with no time remaining and went all the way, and they scored. And I've never seen an ending like that. Or maybe next broadcast we'll see an ending like that. You know, one thing that we might never see in this game, and I'm even wondering if it's programmed, is the 1-point safety. I wonder if we're going to see a 1-point safety next week.
I don't even think. I'm uneducated guess. I would think it's not even programmed in the game.
It is. It's funny in the NCAA games. I used to do it, and I used to have people come into my dorm rooms and look at it, and it would say like 33-1 as a score, and they'd look at it and they'd stop and they go, "Wait a second, how'd they get that one?" I'm like, "Oh, on an extra point. If you just run all the way backwards and out of the end zone, or more likely somebody blocks the kick, they run all the way down, you strip the ball from them, then you pick it up and try and run it back and get tackled in the end zone." Of course, that's highly unlikely, but Westminster College in Western Pennsylvania had one happen to them one time. Texas A&M also had it on an interception. But with live extra points, who knows? An interception, you go out of the end zone, then you go back into the end zone, who knows? But anyway, sorry about that. I go on a tangent, but thank you very much again. And I look forward to it. I really look forward to it.
I do too, Chris. Thank you for everything, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Have a great day, and we'll see you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.